For this flow practice, we'll be threading in this intention of expand through our movements and through our breath. We're going to start lying down, keeping the knees bent with the feet planted, and come to roll down on the spine. Keep about hip-width space between the feet. Let the hands, one on the belly, one hand on heart. So a really acceptable way to bring in this intention of expansion is through our breath. And so we'll begin our practice with just a few deep breaths here. The hand placement helps us to direct the breath and to really feel that connection to that feeling of expanding within the physical body. So empty of all air. Take a deep inhale, expand the belly, and then expand the lungs. And then exhale, slowly let the air out through the nose. Releasing that expansion, and then continue. Inhaling, inflate the belly, inflate the lungs. And exhale, let it go. So take about 3 more deep breaths. Try to let the breath be smooth. So it's one long inhale where you expand through the belly and then expand up into the heart. With each breath, we find a little bit more space and a little bit more expansion. And as you finish these last couple of breaths, maybe starting to call to mind if there is a personal intention that you'd like to create around this collective intention. So maybe there is an experience, a situation, a relationship. This could be something from the past, present, or something that hasn't even happened yet. Maybe even just a conversation or something that you read or just something that came into your awareness that caused you to contract or is causing you to contract. And even just thinking about it, you might feel that feeling of contraction. And so what I'm inviting you to do is to find a little bit of space around that, to find a little bit of expansion. And we can do this by giving ourselves room, by giving some space between the thoughts, by taking that witness, that steady consciousness perspective, and really just kind of allowing it to be what it is, not resisting it, not pushing it away, not labeling it as bad, but just letting it be. Take one more deep inhale through the nose. And take a nice big sigh through the mouth this time. Release the placement of the hands. Just draw the knees in towards the belly, extend the heels straight to the ceiling, and then extend the arms straight up as well. And just start to roll, circle the ankles, the wrists, all different directions, all different ways. And then bring the knees back in. Plant the feet, bring the heels closer into the glutes, and then cactus bend your arms. Lift and draw the shoulder blades a little bit closer together so you have this gentle opening and expansion in the heart. Anchor down into the heels. You might even lift the toes and then place them down lightly. And as you inhale, start to elevate and lift your hips. And then exhale, lower back down. So we're just going to flow this bridge a few times. We press into the shoulders. The backs of the hands, elevate the hips on the inhale. And then lower them down on the exhale. Take 3 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the legs engaged, the inner thighs especially, lifting. And lower down. This third one, we're going to stay lifted. So big inhale. Spread the fingers. Press the backs of the hands down. Shoulders, heart lifts, belly lifts. Engage, stay lifted. Find that same deep, expansive breath. Breathe into the belly. Breathe into the lungs. And on this exhale, take your time and lower down each vertebrae, one at a time. Step your feet wide to the edges of your mat. Grab for opposite elbows directly above the chest and kind of lift the elbows slightly away from your body. Let your knees fall over to the right side and then pull your elbows over to the left side. Stay pretty active. You can flex the feet. And then inhale back to center, elbows come back over. We switch to the other side. Knees to the left, elbows to the right. One more breath. And come back to center. Release the elbows, draw the knees into the body. I always like to roll a little bit here or circle just to give the lower back a little bit of love. We'll make our way to a tabletop. So to get there, we can tuck the hands behind the thighs and take a few rolls along the spine. And you can get a little momentum. Take one more. And then as you lift, cross at your ankles, press the palms, and then come to all fours, tabletop. Make adjustments as you need to, making sure you're in a really stable foundational position. Spread all 5 fingers, sail the palms down. Take an inhale, drop your belly down, extend your heart forward. And then exhale, round into the spine, drop your head. 2 more cat-cow. Inhale, arching, heart lifting, belly dropping, stretching. Exhale, rounding. Now we extend the back of the heart space. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. Re-spread the fingers if you need to. On your next inhale, lengthen your right heel back. If you feel steady, reach your left arm forward for that balance. So now not only finding expansion, but finding extension through the left fingertips and back through the right heel. We're elongating the body as much as we can. Stay lifted through the core. So this is core activation. Take another full breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then bend your right knee and see if you can reach back. Left hand reaching for top of right foot. And kick into the palm of your hand. You're going to feel your quads start to activate. You can let the heart spin open towards the left a little bit. Good. Inhale, lengthen out. And then exhale back to all fours. Shake that out. Switching sides. Inhale, left leg lengthens back. Find that core stability, that strength, and then reach the right arm forward. Think of a straight line as well from the crown of your head to your heel. So the gaze is slightly down so that the back of the neck is elongated. Keep the breath strong and powerful. Inhale. Exhale. What's happening with the navel? Pull it to the spine. Take one more breath. And then start to bend into the knee as you sweep the right hand back, reaching for the top of the left foot. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen. We're back to that balancing. And then exhale, back to all fours. Let that go. Shake it out a little bit. Deep breath. Maybe a cat-cow. Exhale. Take the knees to touch, the big toes to touch, and just come to sit back on the heels to Vajrasana, or thunderbolt pose. And then take the fingertips behind you, tensing them. Take a modified camel here as you inhale. Lift and elevate the hips. Maybe the head tilts back. We continue to find that expansion through the heart. Take another full breath. Slowly lower the seat back down. Walk your hands forward, this time finding downward dog. So spread the fingers, tuck the toes, and lift the hips back. First downward dog of the practice. So allow yourself to explore here a bit. What feels good in your body? Where are the spaces that you need some expansion in the body today, that you're holding, gripping, right? We can start to really identify these places the more we embody what we're feeling. So always good to do that mental scan through the body. And take 2 more breaths. Moving through our first gentle flow, on your inhale, shift forward, high plank. On your exhale, lower the knees down and lower the chest straight down. Stay low for cobra, lift the heart. Press to the tops of the feet, and then exhale, downward facing dog. As we move throughout the practice, know that you can always skip the vinyasa flow part. So you can inhale, lift back through the right heel, one-legged dog. Exhale, take your knee in towards your nose and really ground cat through the back. Carefully step your right foot through. Finding our low lunge. So slide those left toes all the way back, set the knee down, and then inhale, reach it up. On the exhale, cactus the arms and lift the heart. Inhale, reach back up. And then exhale to reverse lunge. Fingertips come a little further back. And then flex the right toes actively back towards the shin. Keep the heart lifted and the shoulders back. Keep the breath expansive and spacious. Take another deep inhale. And exhale. Bend back into the right knee, seal the palms. Finding a rotated lunge. So tuck the left toes, lift the knee. Anchor down into your left palm. And then as you inhale, reach your right arm out to the ceiling. So find these lines of energy from your left palm up to your right fingertips. From your left sit bone all the way back through your left heel. Take another inhale. Big exhale, come into the twist more. And then release, right hand comes down. Step right foot back, downward facing dog. If you're taking the vinyasa flow, inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, lower down, maybe you take chaturanga. Inhaling for either cobra or upward facing. And then exhale, downward facing dog. One more breath. Exhale. Left side, inhale, lift the left leg, press back through heel. Exhale, knee comes in, pull it high. Carefully step your left foot through. Set the right knee down. Make sure your left knee stacked over your ankle. And then lift the arms up. Find that high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, cactus bend, lift the heart. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fingertips a little further back. Be straight in the left leg for that reverse lunge. Keep the breath powerful. Breathing in through the nose, lengthen the spine. Breathing out. One more breath. Just finding space in the back of the leg. Bend back into the left knee. Seal the palms. Rotated lunges next. Lift the right knee. Press into your right palm. Inhale your left arm up. So really let's engage. Press back through your right heel. Spin the heart. Take a deep inhale. Twisting on the exhale. And then left hand comes down. Step back, downward dog. If you're taking the flow, inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bends. Exhale, downward facing. So you can make those flows your own. Any variation you want to take, or again, you can always skip that part. Maybe you have a soft bend to the knees in your downward dog. We don't always have to get the heels down on the mat. I'd rather you have a straight spine. And take another inhale. And exhale. Lower down to the knees. Sit back on the heels. You can either keep your toes tucked or untucked, to your choice. Our second round of camel variation. So this time coming to a kneeling position. We'll take the hands to the base of the lower back, to the sacrum, fingers pointing down the glutes. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Start to lift the heart. Gentle pressure to the sacrum so the hips stay forward. And just maybe you start to trace a line along the ceiling and the head can start to drop back to open up the throat a little bit. Stay lifted, 2 more breaths. And take it slow, especially if you tilted the head back. You can untuck the toes, come to sit back on the heels for a moment. Just pause. Slow the breath, let that settle, let the spine neutralize. One more breath. Hands come forward. We're back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg, press through heel. Exhale, knee to nose, and then step the right foot through. We're setting up for high lunge this time, or high crescent. So keep the left knee lifted, but keep in mind, if you're not feeling stable, just go ahead and set the knee down. Get light on the fingers, and then inhale, reach it up. Right, so deep down into the right knee, press back through the left heel. Good, take an inhale here. As you exhale, see if you can straighten the right leg, sweep the arms back, modified pyramid, but we're not coming all the way down. And then inhale back to high lunge. Exhale, right leg straightens, reach back. So a lot of balance, a lot of stability. One more time, inhale, high crescent. Exhale, modified pyramid, arms reach back. And then set the hands down, frame the foot. Now you can step that back foot in a little bit for pyramid pose. So you can shorten the stance as much as you need to. Take an inhale, lengthen through the spine. Halfway lift, and then exhale, fold, drop the head. Deep hamstring opener here. Feel that right hip bone pulling slightly back so it stays in line with the left. Deep expansive breath, inhale. Exhale, fold deeper. Beautiful, one more breath. Press into the palms and step back downward dog. Another opportunity for a Vinyasa flow if you wish to take it. We're back in downward dog. Let that settle. Are you feeling all that sensation on the one side? Take another inhale. Exhale. Left leg, inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, knee comes in, float high. Step your left foot through. Make sure you're in a strong position here. It's going to make it a lot more accessible to lift to the high lunge. So knee over ankle, back leg extended, we get light, and we reach the arms up, high crescent. Shoulders away from the ears, but fingers stay active. So I'm up on the ball of my foot the whole time, my back foot. So take an inhale. Exhale, left leg straightens, I'm sweeping arms back, heart extends, flat back. Good, inhale, bend the knee, back to crescent. Exhale, modified pyramid. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out, pyramid. And then we set the hands down to frame the left foot. Now we can step the back foot in, adjusting the stance for a little bit more stability. Heel comes down about 45 degrees. Take an inhale, lengthen spine. And exhale, forward fold, drop the head. Okay, so in these longer holds, we have opportunity to breathe a little bit deeper. Sometimes we lose the breath on the flow, and that's okay. We can always come back to it. Let's take another inhale, find a little bit more length, reset the pose. Exhale, fold deeper. Hold that extension in the back of the leg, feels so good. Take one more breath. Press to the palms and step your way back, downward dog. Another vinyasa here if you're taking it. Inhaling to plank, exhale lower. Inhale for your back bends, downward facing. On your inhale, bend to your knees, look forward. See if you can lightly jump your feet to the outer edges of your hands. Drop the hips and then lift the arms, active squat. Inhale, lift it up, big reach. And then exhale, wide-legged forward fold, drop the head down. Inhale to find length. Exhale to folds. Plant the hands and then big step back with the left foot. So my right foot is still to the edge of my right hand. Wide lunge or lizard. Lift the heart, shoulders back. Now take the right foot and heel toe it across your mat so we come into pigeon pose. The right knee sets approximately behind the right wrist. You can untuck the toes on the back foot. Let's stay lifted in our pigeon today. So rather than folding forward, maybe you work the front leg a little farther. So it's a little bit more parallel with the mat rather than having the foot all the way tucked in. You can tense up on the fingers. If you have blocks on either side, that could be helpful as well. Let's stay, another deep breath. Keep that right foot flat so it's active. One more deep, expansive inhale. And big exhale. From pigeon, kind of lean your weight over to the right and sweep your left leg around. Now taking your right foot to the inside of your left thigh for alternate leg stretching or Janushirshasana. Flex the left toes to the body. Take an inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, find a forward bend. So these are active folds. That means each time you're breathing, you're moving into the pose. So as you inhale, find more length. You can lift the heart forward. And as you exhale, drape the body down. And you can keep doing that with each breath. Okay, this is how we really start to open up and make that lasting change in the body. Good, take one more breath here. And slowly rise up. Extend your right leg straight out. Bend at the knees, coming into Navasana. You can let the hands come behind the thighs for support. You can extend forward. Pull the navel in, keep the heart lifted. So find that expansion across the chest. Maybe the legs start to straighten or keep them bent. If you're losing the integrity of the spine, I'd rather you keep the knees bent. Good. 2 more breaths, inhale. Stay lifted, exhale. 1 more. Kind of like we did at the beginning, cross the ankles, except this time we're stepping to downward dog. Optional vinyasa flow here. Maybe you take it a different way. Reset in downward dog, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bend into the knees, look forward. We're lightly jumping the feet to the edges of the hands again. Stay low, active squat, lift the heart, extend the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend, wide leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press to the palms, big step back with the right foot. We're in lizard pose with the left foot forward. Left foot to the edge of the left hand. Heart forward, press back through your right heel. So it's active lizard. Awesome job. Take another full breath. Exhale. Good. Now we move and we slide that left foot all the way across the mat so we can set up for pigeon pose. Keep the left foot flexed. Untuck the right toes. Check in with the hip points. Again, maybe you tense up on the fingers. We're going to stay lifted the whole time. So a little bit more active maybe than we're used to. Often we fold forward in pigeon. Right. Maybe you kind of snuggle that left lower leg up a little higher. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Good. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. Good. Be gentle. Kind of sit to the left, swing the right leg around. Adjust so that the left foot comes to the inner right thigh. Down your Sirsasana. Alternate leg stretch. Flex the right toes. Keep in mind, you can always bend the knee here a little bit. Reach up for length and then exhale, come forward. So remembering that self-adjustment. Each time you inhale, find more length. Lift heart forward. Each time you exhale, fold the body deeper. Stay with the breath. Lots of space being created here. Let's take 2 more. Deep inhale. Exhale. Good. Slowly rise back up. Straight spine. Extend the left leg straight. Adjust so that you're centered. Back to our Navasana. Bring the feet in. Bring hands from behind and lift the heels. Extend the arms. Again, take it in stages. You can stay right here. Otherwise, flow with me. We're going to come from Navasana to Ardha Navasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more. Keep the core strong. 1 more. Navasana. Ardha, hold here. Try to hover the heels. Spread the fingers. Shoulders are lifted. Good. Lift back up. Navasana. Cross at the ankles. Back to downward dog. One last flow if you want to take it. You might notice I switch my flows up a lot. May you do what works for you. One more breath in down dog. Lower the knees. You can keep the toes tucked, sit back on the heels. We have 1 more round of camel pose to take Ustrasana. You can stick with any of the first 2 variations that we did. Fingers behind, lifting the heart, right? Hands supporting the back and lifting from kneeling. If you feel open enough and you want to try to reach back for the heels, you can come along with me. So we want to keep the heart lifted, hips forward, right? Reach back for the heels, and then give that extra press. So you want to keep the hip bones in line with the knees. Maybe the head tilts back. Hold and make sure you're breathing. Inviting in that space, inviting in that expansion. 2 more breaths. Stay with it. If you're all the way back, come straight up. Use your core strength. Sit back on the heels. And untuck the toes. Just lift the palms up and take a moment. Witness and observe the effects. Slow the breath down, maybe the heart rate elevated. When we're doing back bends and heart openers, heart expanders, it's not uncommon for feelings of vulnerability to arise, emotions. Breathe into that. Right? This is where we have that opportunity to give ourselves space and expansion, right? Rather than closing in and contracting. Take another inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. You can blink the eyes open if they're still closed, and just swing the legs around. We're coming back to lie down where we started our practice. Once you're there, just give the knees a little hug into the body. Reach for the edges of the feet, find your happy baby. So knees come down and wide. Press your vertebrae, your sacrum, your tailbone down. You can explore here, maybe rocking from side to side, or maybe straightening one leg, bending the other leg. Maybe a straddle. What feels expansive for you, go there. Really good. And then release, so you can bring the knees back in, a little squeeze. Set the feet down, and then take the soles of the feet to touch with the knees slaying out. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Come back to those deep, expansive breaths that we started our practice with. Breathe into the belly. Breathe into the lungs. Exhale the air out. Breath in. Breath out. 3 more like that, really controlling the breath and finding that deepest expansion that you can. One more deep inhale through the nose. This time sigh it out through the mouth. Empty of all air, every last bit, get it out. And then just start to let the breath return to its normal, natural rhythm. You can work the feet back onto the mat. And begin to lengthen out and set up for a few moments of Shavasana, stillness. So this is a really vital part of our practice. And this is where we integrate, where we really absorb the effects of not only the asana, the postures, but our intention. So notice the places in the body where maybe you have expanded just through this short practice. And how can you carry that maybe throughout your day, throughout your interactions, your choices? Can you invite in that moment of pause to allow for space rather than contraction? I really encourage you to lie here as long as you're able to. And of course, maybe taking a few moments as well to journal after the practice, anything that may have come to the surface. Thank you for coming along with this intention and this practice of expanding. Namaste.